Yeah. Versace, Medusa head on me like I'm Illuminati.
What's up, everyone? I'm here back with another video, and in today's video I'll try to help you guys, especially the guys who are new to this game, and that is doing the best players for very cheap. So these are the best golds in my opinion, because I know a lot of people like they have a lot of elites and stuff, and you're trying to play against them, and how do you compare, and like you just want budget beasts. So these are my budget beasts. I got this from the NBALive.gg forums. Somebody created a workbook. His name's JK. So go check out the workbook. That's where I basically got everything, because he compiled everyone's stats, everyone into one little database, and that helped me a lot. So if you're watching this, shout out to you, but you're probably not. But anyways, guys, so first we're gonna do point guard. So let's get into point guard. But anyways, guys, this is the first player, Isaiah Thomas. You can see he's pretty expensive. He's like 40k or something, but sometimes on good days he is a little cheaper, and you can get him from those gold player sets. And I think he is the most expensive player I have on this list, but honestly he's just such a beast. You just have to put him in. Like, you can see these three stats on the left side: 91 speed, 87 dribbling, 88 3-point shot. Just those alone make him one of the best gold players. But adding on, you have the 72 shooting, 61 defense, and 78 passing, which makes him one of the best point guards as a gold, definitely, and almost one of the best golds overall. And one more thing, guys, I'm not doing any of the playoff players because their rating will decrease on June 30th. So I know a couple of playoff players are pretty good bang for the buck. Like, I know the Darren Williams playoff point guard. He is pretty good for his stats, but he's a playoff player, so his stats will decline. So that's why I have not included him in this video. I have to admit, for point guards is the most expensive players, because a lot of the lower end overall point guards, they're not that good stat wise, except these higher people, but since they're higher, they're also more priced. But now you have the throwback Brandon Jennings, not the 77 overall Brandon Jennings. You can see the 81 throwback Brandon Jennings. Right now the cheapest is 35k, but like I've said before, I've seen him go for about 20-25k. So right now they're just a little overpriced. But you can see his stats: 86 speed, 88 dribbling, 83 point shot, 70 shooting, 58 defense, and 82 passing. That 58 defense and the 70 shooting is not that good, but every other stat is really nice. Every stat is over 80 except that shooting and defense. And honestly, the shooting is not that important because that's just overall shot, but his layup is pretty good, and the hidden stats, three-point shot is pretty good, and the defense for a point guard defense is not that important unless he's like a big man. So this card overall is a beast. His speed is on the lowest we've seen so far, but an 86 speed is nothing to cough about. And you can just see his stats compared to the 77 overall. You guys can just pause the video if you guys want to see the differential. I wish they would have a feature where like you could see the differential a lot more, but I don't want to spend Brandon Jennings and the other Brandon Jennings just to see their stat comparison. So you can just see it right here if you guys want to see the if you guys want to see the stat differential. But now you have the shooting guard. Alright guys, for shooting guard, first you have Rodney Hood. He is a beast. He's an 81 overall, and he is very good. He is pretty cheap. He's about, right now, he says 20k, but I've definitely seen him for about 15k. So there's not that many cards up in the auction house right now, like when I'm making the video. I don't know why. But alright guys, you can see his stats. He has 81 speed, 82 dribbling, 78 3-point shots, 72 shooting, 65 defense, and 75 passing. One more thing, J.R. Smith I think is the best gold shooting guard, but his price is just way too much, because I mean, he's a finals player, the 83 overall finals J.R. Smith. He is way too much, but his stats are pretty good. But since he is not a budget beast, I'm not including him. But you can see J.R. Smith, Rodney Hood right here. You can see his both speed and dribbling is above 80. Their stats, the shooting guard stats compared to the point guard stats, are not that good. Like, the shooting guards are worse than the point guards, but that's just because, but that still doesn't matter because his stats are still pretty good, especially for a shooting guard. Especially for a gold shooting guard. So you can see 78 3-point shots, 72 shooting, 65 defense, and 75 passing. So all his stats are above 70 overall, except that 65 defense. But once again, since he is not that big, it does not matter that much. And also, guys, one more thing about the Rodney Hood. If you guys wanted, you could get this A83 Spotlight Rodney Hood. The difference between them is not that much. You can only see about like a 2-ish overall difference in each stat, so that's not that much. So if you have little extra money, you can spend on the 83 Rodney Hood. But anyways, guys, next up is this 81 Tyreek Evans. So let's see how his stats are. So you can see right here, he's the only one up. He is pretty cheap. He only goes for 17k, but once again, guys, I don't know why there's not that many players up in the auction house right now. I can see like he goes for about 13k. I've sold him before, but you can see his stats: 89 dribbling, 89 speed, 92 dribbling, 53 3-point shot, 77 shooting, 71 defense, and 85 passing. You can see the two stats that jump out huge: 89 speed and 92 dribbling. That's almost 90 plus overall for speed and dribbling, which is just insane. Because I mean, I don't think I've seen anyone so far with 92 dribbling and that 89 speed combo is just amazing. He can drive to the basket so well, and that 85 passing means that he can pass it to anyone else on the court, and most of the time it'll not be a bad pass. And lastly, for shooting guards, you have, I think, the lowest overall in this video, but he is one of the best, and that's the 79 Brandon Knight. So 79 Brandon Knight, you can see one going for 9k, so he is very cheap. And you can see his stats: 83 speed, 83 dribbling, 86 3-point shot, 66 shooting, 62 defense, 78 passing. So similarly to the Isaiah Thomas, you can see his left hand stats are really good. The 83 speed, 83 dribbling, and 86 3-point shot. All three of those stats are above 83 overall, but those counteract those right hand stats, like those 66 shooting, 66 defense, 78 passing. And overall, he is a very good player, especially for how cheap he is. And now, guys, here are the small forwards. So the first small forward is this Gordon Hayward. So let's go Hayward, and we have to switch our position to small forward. So you can see this Gordon Hayward. Right now he is going for a lot, but he does not go for that much, I don't think. I'm not sure about the Gordon Hayward. I'm pretty sure he doesn't go for this much, but if he does, then my bad. But anyways, you can see his stats: 82 dribbling, 82 speed, 83 point shot, 80 shooting, 74 defense, 80 passing. And even though he goes for a good amount, like 30k, his stats more than make up for it. He has an 80s overall plus stat in every single stat except the 74 defense. And like I said, since he's a small forward, defense matters a little more than the guards, but it's not that important because you leave that to your big men. And you can just see his stats; they're all amazing. And Gordon Hayward, I feel like, is the best small forward gold-wise. The small forward position is pretty lacking, but for gold-wise, but they're not that bad. The 85 speed, 81 dribbling combo of Kent Bazemore makes him a viable option, especially if you want to go inside. The rest of the stats, you can see they're above 70, so nothing that bad, but the speed and dribbling really improved this card. So now for power forward. The starting power forward, the best power forward in my opinion for gold, is Nikolai Mirotic. So let's go Miro. How do you spell this? Yeah, Miro, right? Okay, yeah. So this Nikolai Mirotic, you can see he's very cheap, and his stats are just amazing. You can see 79 speed, 78 dribbling, 83 3-point shot, 68 shooting, 60 defense, and 82 passing. So the only thing he really lacks in is shooting and defense. And defense, I know he is not a good defensive option, guys. If you guys are looking for a defensive player, do not go for Nikolai Mirotic. But if you guys are going for an offensive powerhouse, especially for a power forward, you could go for him. He has 83 3-point shot, which is one of the best for a power forward. 79 speed, 78 dribbling, so he can handle the ball and go inside, especially as a power forward, and he can pass. So overall, you can see this Nikolai Mirotic is better than my Kawhi Leonard, 89 overall in 3 stats, which is just insane because the differential between them is like 13 overall, and the price differential is almost like 150k difference, and he is better than in half the stats, which just shows how amazing this Nikolai Mirotic really is. And alright guys, next is a Thaddeus Young. So the Thaddeus Young, let's see, he's an 81 overall. He goes for about 15k. He is pretty cheap, and you guys can see his stats: 79 speed, 74 dribbling, 73 3-point shots, 77 shooting, 63 defense, and 74 passing. He's not lacking in really any stat except defense, but I feel like the trend with these power forwards is that their defense is not that good. But I mean, that's fine. Most of these power forwards are offensive threats. Lastly, guys, you have the center position. This is one of the best gold centers compared to elite centers, just because there's not that many good elite centers, and it's Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns, you can just see his stats right here. nothing really jumps up. He doesn't have any stat above 75, but considering all the other like centers in the game, they're either really expensive or really bad. So this Karl Anthony Towns, he is a very good option for center, considering there's not that many options for center. And lastly, you have Jahlil Okafor. So you can see none of his stats jump out. Like, he doesn't have any stat above 70 except that shooting. But overall, like I talked about the Karl Anthony Towns, there's not really that many good centers, especially gold-wise. So if you're looking for a pretty good gold center, it is just Jahlil Okafor. He is very cheap also, and he can go against any gold center since there are not that many good gold centers. But my suggestion would be to put 2 power forwards and 1 put them as a center, because the power forward position offensively are very good. As you guys saw in the power forward when I was doing power forward, their offensive stats are amazing and they will be pretty good centers. So anyways guys, this is the end of the video. Once again, thank you so much to JK. He's on the NBA Live.gg forums. He's the one who created this workbook. He is the guy I use to create come up with these things. And once again, this was a comment on one of my videos. This guy commented, told me to do this lineup. He said, cool video, man. Do you have any tips on a good lineup that's cheap? You should do a video on it. His name is John the Boss XD. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, like CERQUEIRA. So if you're watching this video, shout out to you for this comment. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys like the video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you guys feel like I missed any of the budget beasts in this video, comment it down below. Anyways guys, like I was saying, if you guys like the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I make NBA Live mobile content daily. Until next time guys, have a great day and peace.